All right, guys. Good evening. Once again, this is another episode of Stock Market Review with Low Web Trading. My name is Coach Lloyd, and welcome here. I appreciate you guys being here once again. If you are here, you know I got to start it with like that, guys. If you are here, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get those lives whenever I go live. If you are watching on replay, I want you to remember that I appreciate you and I do appreciate those engagement. And the engagement means a lot to us because this is how we grow the channel. So please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, ask any questions, anything, and share the video. Now, before we get into it, I need to let you guys know once again, I am not a financial advisor. Every single thing I say to you guys here is coming from Coach Lord as far as what I am learning, what the market is telling me, right? And I'm letting you guys know how I will be executing on that and giving you guys the probability because trading is a probability game. But nothing I say here is any suggestions for you to buy, hold, or sell. If you do want to trade, understand that trading carries a lot of risk. So do your own due diligence. Or contact a financial advisor. I am not your financial advisor. Again, I'm just letting you guys know what I am doing personally and what the market is saying to me purely based on technical analysis. And while you guys are here, one thing you guys know that I do here, I don't do any fluff. This is not emotions. This is not my opinion. This is what I want to happen. We're just reading the charts and translating the charts, which is the language of the stock market. So there's no BS, there's no fluff. It's straight charts. We're going to get right into it. So right from the get-go, the VIX is flashing elevated risk. What do I mean by that? That's based on probability model. It's implying an 85% chance of a down day over the next two sessions. Why is that? Yesterday I talked to you guys about that once again. The VIX spike up more than 10% today. So since we had a green day today, being up more than 10%, meaning we have the risk of having a down day over the next two trading sessions. Whether that's going to come tomorrow or whenever it is, as we go into the chart, we're going to see what's the higher probability scenario when it comes to the VIX. And as you all know, I always give you both sides of the coin. This is the higher probability, but if this does not happen, then this is what you should be watching for. And if you pay attention yesterday to how we went about it when we covered those things, you will see exactly which one plays out. All right, we're going to get right into the chart. Wasting no time here. Let's go. We're going to start with this is the S&P. This is the ES. That's the S&P futures. I want to start with the futures just to show you guys what exactly is going on right now, so you can get the most updated info. Right. So this is what we are currently looking at with the S&P futures. It seems like as of right now, what we are doing is a double top, right? Since it's just show, I just wanted to show you guys that right off the bat. This is what seems to be playing right now. So that's the higher probability play, right? Our neckline is right there. If you break it, most likely we are going to go down. Again, I'm looking at that. Or this is the 15 minutes time frame as of right now. This is what we are looking at. This is the 15 minutes time frame. If I move up in the 30 minutes, you should see the exact same pattern being formed right there. You can still see it, 15 minutes. But let me just take a quick step back. All right, let me take a quick step back. Empire Path, that's right, that's POP. All day, every day, it's always POP. It's follow your process, right? So yesterday I gave you guys those levels, and I told you guys, hey, it seems like we might be doing a double top. So this was the higher probability play, but we still had the possibility of doing a what? Actually, no, that was what was I looking at? There you go. That was not a double tap. I was talking about an inverted head and shoulder pattern, so we might squeeze, right? And I remember I told you guys, it seemed like at the time what we were doing was a bull flag. And it seems like the bull flags actually won out because we came back, test that level. You guys can see it, came back overnight, test the level, and we actually squeezed up. That's what happened today. And as of right now, we actually broke the trend line. So right now we are strong resistance level. We shall see how that plays out. Now let's go back to the SPX since most of the time I like to just take a look at the SPX with you guys. Just because the chart in the SPX is a bit cleaner, you can see it a bit more clearly. So that way we can see exactly what's going on. Let's look at that. This is the 30 minutes time frame. Let me just remove that. Boom. We're looking at that in the 30 minutes, and I drew it out for you guys. I said, hey, I can't see much happening here, but if you look at this seems to be doing a bull flag. And we did squeeze. Again, this is the SPX. We did squeeze, but guess where did we squeeze to? We squeezed right into the trend line. That's that upward trend line that I have right there. Let me just, if I pull it back, you can see that trend line. This is the 4 hour slash daily trend line. We broke and we retesting it, and it seems like we could not hold it. Let me go right back down to the 30 minutes right there. Once again, if you guys are here, I would appreciate it if you guys can like the video, drop me a question, an emoji, anything. Give me a thumbs up, anything. All those engagement really help the channel, so I do appreciate you guys that keep doing that whenever you guys are here. So I appreciate it. But that is the only thing I would be asking you guys of. So make sure to do that for me. I would really appreciate that. Those engagement help a lot. Again, what are we doing here? Could we say, I mean, again, here we were close to resistance. We didn't have a lot of room, but we still had some room, although we did not have a lot of room. That's on the S&P 500. So we squeezed and went to resistance level. That's literally all we did. We squeezed up and went to that resistance line. That's all we did. And you guys can see, as soon as, let me just move that a little bit. Boom, just make that just a bit a tad clearer. And as soon as we get to this level, what exactly do you guys see? We lost momentum. As soon as we got to this level, we lost momentum, and the market pretty much just consolidated. So the entire move was in 30 minutes. If you missed that move, there was nothing else in the market. All right, so that's what happened. That's the SPX. Let's take a look at it in the 2 hour time frame. The 2 hour time frame actually is showing us what, and this is what the kind of things you guys always have to keep paying attention to. You keep paying attention to things like that because why? You see that we squeezed up, we squeezed up, and we are doing that. Although it's a bull flag, but guess what we're doing? We're seeing at the top of the bull flag an evening star pattern. Evening. What do I mean by an evening star pattern? You guys can see this here. Bullish candle, doji, bearish candle, and all of this is happening right below here. So what exactly can we consider that as? As I mentioned yesterday, this is a break and retest or return to the scene of the crime. So we should see a move back down. So higher probability trade for tomorrow is a drop. That's the higher probability. We can still squeeze up, all right? But this is going to be a lot harder to do. Why? Because we have resistance level right up there. We can see it. Now, if we take a quick look at the MACD, see what we're doing in the MACD. Again, all that squeeze that we did, look at the 2 hour time frame. This thing barely actually moved. So that means most likely we are going to get this move in the 2 hour time frame. All right, so that's what we are currently looking at. Now, let me go exactly on the SPY so you guys can see that. Again, I know most of you guys actually trade the SPY. What exactly are we looking at in the SPY? Once again, nothing different. This is the 4 hour time frame. We are almost at resistance level. All right, almost at resistance levels. We have a lot of gaps in between, but we are almost at resistance levels. Now, let's say, let me see. Let me go on the 30 minutes, see if we can see anything better. So in the after hours market, before 8 p.m., it showed we were squeezing higher. This is no longer the case as of right now. As of right now, we are actually dropping down. That's why I just showed you guys the futures market, that's the S&P futures, so you can see exactly where we are at this moment. All right. Again, it's very early. We have many more sessions to come. A lot of things might go, a lot of things might change, but this is what we are currently looking at. Let's go in the 2 hours. Let's see what we have going on in the 2 hour time frame. Again, as a reminder, we are still at resistance level, but guess where we went to? This is right around that area where the neckline has been for that head and shoulder pattern we talked about. This is the head right up there. We have the head up there, right? Let me just pull that more centered. So we still have the head, and this is the shoulder area. And this pattern, as of right now, is still holding. This is what we are still watching for. This is what we're still watching for as of right now. All right. Going in the 30 minutes, we just also look at that in the 30 minutes. Before anything even happened, we already have, so unless things change, we should actually have the MACD curling back down. We already overbought and we at resistance level in the MACD. Highly likely, higher probability we actually going to go down. All right. Again, it doesn't mean that we cannot have a squeeze. We can. Things change all the time. But I'm talking about what's in front of us and what's the higher probability trade. It doesn't mean we go in and we just jump in just because that's what the higher probability is. But instead, what we are actually looking at is okay, what's the trigger? Where exactly is the trigger? For me, I am not getting in below this level. Strong resistance, you can see it many times. We come to that level, we just cannot take it. Strong resistance, I wouldn't buy here. All throughout here, it's super 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 difficult. So I would not be doing much around those areas. I want to wait and see what the market does. I need the market to either, when we get to those levels, I need the market to either break above or drop. Because if you're looking at that, let's me go. If I go in the 2 hour time frame, maybe 4 hours would show that a little better. All right. If I go in the 4 hour time frame, for you guys take a look at that. I mean, all this area here, all this area, that's very dirty. I don't like that. Like there's too many resistance point, minor resistance, strong structural resistance. It's too much. It's too much. I'd rather just stay on the sideline and see what happens. But then again, I do not want you guys to lose sight of the fact that we still have this happen right there, and this is a lower right shoulder. This is a lower right shoulder. What we are currently looking at, if I go in the 30 minutes to show you guys, right? If I now let me just leave that in the 2 hours, right? What exactly are we looking at? This is what we're looking at. So we had a high, we had a lower low, lower high, lower low, and once again we making a lower high. As of right now, this is what it looks like. So that means, this is the kind of move we are seeing right now. So pay attention to that unless this actually has reversed. We have to pay attention to that. Now we are going to go to the Qs. The Qs actually, I was a little surprised by what the Qs did today. That was quite impressive. To be quite honest, that was really really impressive what the Qs did today. Um, the Qs performed a lot better than I anticipated, and a lot better than the S&P 500. The Qs went up, was it like 1.5, 1.52%, while the SPY only went up 0.7 percent. But the Qs actually also had more room. Because remember yesterday when I talked to you guys yesterday, I said the Qs look like it's doing a little something. It's not bad. Because you look at the Qs, it has just crossed over, right? Just crossed over, close above the that support zone. So most likely, excuse me, Mm. I have to keep sipping water, guys. Most likely we might have that push. All right, we might have that push go, and that's exactly what we did. We went to resistance level, we pushed all the way up, we found resistance, and we just could not take it. But we are at resistance level right now. But ultimately, take a step back, guys. If we take a step back, what's the level I said we need to defeat? This is where the major level that the Bears are defending. They don't want to let the break above that. And this level is where the Bulls are defending. They don't want to dip below that. But the Bulls and the Bears have some backup. You have the Bulls have this level right there, and the Bears still have that level right up there. All right, so that's the fight that's still going on. But in the meantime, the market keep being very irrational. Um, I'd like to ask any one of you guys. Can any one of you guys give me a good reason why the market was green and ran up the way it did today? The only reason the market actually went up was because an article came out that said after the first strike on Iran, um, I believe it was Iranian intelligence supposedly reached out indirectly and asked to have a conversation about how to conclude hostilities, right? They are not talking about over the past couple of days. This article was planted for a specific reason. Now, you might be asking, what am I talking about when I say that? So the way the algorithm works, they see news articles that may be a certain ways for the market. They analyze that and they can take very quick decisions on things, especially if we are at strong support levels, right? As soon as we started to go back down, that article came out and the algorithm just started buying and pushing the market up. When I say the algorithm, I'm not talking about institutions. Institutions still use algorithm. It's still measured. They don't do the bulk purchase like the big transactions, but they still day trade. They still day trade. They still make a lot of money doing that stuff. They do have desk that does that. So when they start buying in, retail traders get a false sense of security, and retail traders just come in and start buying as well, which pushes the market up. So if you watch the market today, as we were going up, we had no volume the entire time going up, squeezing up. We didn't have any volume, right? So these are when you know some funky stuff are happening. So it's like whenever I get to we were about to break down, we have some sort of news come out, and this is not really a news that changed the dynamic. It doesn't say that there's ongoing talks. This was somebody reached out, which is that's doing your job. I mean, because that's your job. You want to make sure your countries don't get into conflict in those positions. So whenever something happens, you want to reach out to your counterpart and try to see if you guys can have cooler head to prevail and solve things. So based on that alone, the market went up. Remember yesterday, the market went up yesterday. Why? Because Trump said he would have the U.S. Navy go out and escort these oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, and the Navy did not respond to say anything. The market rallied behind that. Soon as the market closed, just a little bit later, or was it earlier this morning? Excuse me. The Navy put out a statement saying this is not something that they can accomplish. Right now, if that's the reason the market went up yesterday, should the market give back everything we got yesterday? Maybe you'll say yes. If you say yes, you'll be right to say yes, but no, it didn't. Why? Because retail traders are in there, and I still feel like institutions are just like lulling retail traders into moving the stock market up just so they can get out of positions at levels they want to get out of. That's the way the game is played. You just gotta be careful. This is how it is. It's not again like I told you guys yesterday. You guys, we all have to accept. We have to accept the fact that we don't have as much information as these guys. We have to accept the fact that the stock market is there's some manipulation going on. We have to accept the fact that some people are not trading. They they making sure bets like it's 100%. Like the people who bought like defense stocks, literally somebody bought was it right before the weekend? Somebody put nearly a $250,000 into call options on Lockheed Martin expiring this coming Friday. And guess what? The market opened. By the time the market opened, Lockheed Martin was up like 40 something points. And that person made a ton of money, right? So anyway, we have to accept these things. There's nothing we can do about it. The only thing we have to understand, we cannot force the market to do whatever it does. Just be gentle with it. You know what I mean? Just be gentle with it and accept it the way it is, and you would be fine. Just make sure you keep trading your plan. Make sure you keep following things. All right. Now let's go right back. I have a little bit of good news for some of you guys. So some of you guys who've been buying Bitcoin and whatever, we actually broke and went to that level. Remember when we did this, it took time. It took a lot of time after Bitcoin did a bit of inverted head and shoulder pattern. And I said, hey, we might be going up to here. I don't know if we can go any higher, but hey, this is what we might do. But we needed to take this line. And today we actually did. We actually did. I see the exuberance is back. People saying Bitcoin to whatever and this and that. Or we on again. This is the one. Blah blah blah. Again, we went to a support zone and we bounced back up to a resistance level. So I'm not going to get super excited about that. Where I really would like to see something different happen is a break above this level, above 76K, above a push above 76K, a retest for a move to continue up. That would give me more confidence. But as of right now, this is to me still, again, things can change, but this is just range bound. This is simply range bound. Again, if you wanted to buy right at this level and hold until we get back to there, that would have been a good trade. But if you want to buy to hold that for a while, um, and whatnot, as of right now, for me, I just don't see it there yet. It's promising. What's happening is promising. Breaking higher, that is promising. But I'm not seeing anything that really gives me confidence to say, hey, we're going to get a squeeze. Now, taking a look at Ether as well. Where's Ether? There you go. Taking a quick look at Ethereum as well. Ethereum actually seems like it wants to go. I mean, it is still above this level. Let me still go on the 30 minutes to see. So Ethereum squeezed up a bit, and got above the resistance zone. But for whatever reason, this is what it decides to do. As soon as it gets to that level, it decides right now to do a head and shoulder pattern, and it dropped. Now this has been resolved based on the length of the move. I would say this is as it would watch dissolve itself. Now that would be great if we can bounce here and squeeze up. This is what we would be looking for: a bounce and a squeeze up. Taking a look at the 30-minute time frame, on the MACD, we actually have not crossed up yet in the MACD. The 2 hours seems like we might be coming down, but it would be fine. We can come down and do that, so that would give us that bit of a pullback, like break and retest, which would be good. All right, because we can if we just break and just move up without any retest, that is healthy. That what is doing right now, it is healthy. All right. Let me go back on the 30 minutes. So if we take that, we have some potential on this. We can squeeze as high. That's on Ethereum. That's on Ethereum. We can squeeze as high as 27, about 2,700. There's potential for that from where we are right now. But as of right now, again, if you look at the length of this pole, this, in my opinion, in my view, this is still uh, a bear flag as of right now. We have not eliminated a bear flag yet. Not yet. When we do, I will say it, but we have not yet. Now, looking at other things that did not perform, it was not an outstanding performance. That's the DIA. The DIA went up a little bit, but not much really. The DIA actually struggled today. A lot of industrial, energy, a lot of things were down today. Not exactly sure why, but they were down. So we're just going to have to wait and see what exactly what happens. Um, Last thing I'm going to review is the VIX. Where's the VIX? Here you go. This is the VIX. Once again, the VIX did what it did. It did go down. However, now we have this strong resistance level being used as support level for it. So these are the kind of things you have to pay attention to. And we're not coursing down or anything like that. Let's see if I go in the 4 hour time frame, 4 hours. Well, for the 4 hours was down, so that's good news. 2 hours was down, but we also at support level. But the 30 minutes is already rising. All right, the 30 minutes is rising, so we have to be careful of a possible double bottom with the 30 minutes and get a squeeze up. So we have to be careful with that. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to wait too long, much longer on this one, like guys, because I have to give my voice a bit of a break, and I have to meet with those guys in the community. If you are here in the community, I will be on as soon as I'm done here. So today is going to be a bit of a shorter video for you guys on live on YouTube. I appreciate you guys for being here. As usual, you guys know that. I appreciate you guys for being here. Again, if you have not done so, make sure to like the live, share the live with somebody, comment, do it, any type of engagement, because those engagement helps a lot. I appreciate it. Best of luck tomorrow. Again, reminder to follow your process. Process over profit. Follow your process. It's process over profit. As long as you follow the profit will follow. You just have to make sure to be patient and follow that. All right. Like a lot of guys that was trading with me today. Today was the day that tested our patience. After the market went up the way it did, it never really gave an entry. So a lot of those guys, we spent time, we watched things, and we never got a trade. All right, we didn't get now. A lot of those guys didn't get not one trade. We just watch and say, hey, the market conditions is not giving us any entries. We're not going to force it. We're gonna sit on our hands. Sometimes the best trade you can take is no trade at all. So that's what we did. That being said, I wish you guys the best. Tomorrow, just remember, get in, get green, get out. Don't force anything. And I wish you guys the best. Take care.